Hello again. Still playing with Gummiapan dies that I got at the weekend. This little panel, I really love the edging. I think Gummiapan call it old or something, old this or old that or whatever. But this is the die I used. And as you can see, it's not the same size. So I thought I would just show you how I made that little panel. Often when I make a square card, I have a little strip of my sheet of A4 left, wastage, so say, never wasted. So I wanted to use some of that, and I adapted this die to do it. Now I'm going to have to bring my cutting machine onto my desk again so you can see what I'm doing, but I think it's important to see this because, you know, I can't just explain it really well. Right, here's my machine, my Platinum 6. Recently it's been living on the end of a table just behind me. Can you see that? Let me move it in just a tad. I think that's okay, isn't it? Right, my piece of wastage is from a 6x6 card. I thought I'd got one here. I found this on the web. Oh, for goodness sake. Go back to the web. Dear me. Talk about interrupting. How rude. This is my piece that I have cut off when I make a square card. So, where's my die? Here it is. So what I did was this. Let me move that out of the way just a little minute. I put it on with one corner in the corner and just went down like that. Okay. On my top plate. Here it is. And we'll... Not quite square there. Let me just... Probably should tape it down just to be accurate, but I think we'll be all right. There we go. Just cut that down like that. I can go all the way, it doesn't matter really. Right. So there's a slightly smaller piece, but it's only got one edge. So decide how big you want your panel. Do you want the same edge as that there, or do you want it this way? Decide. Just put it on to make the other two sides. And you obviously can have whatever length you like, really. You could have it even longer than this. If you don't go to the end, you could continue it. So, you know, there's so many possibilities. Let's just cut this here. So there's a smaller panel, cut from a much bigger die. See? Interesting, interesting. I just kind of came across doing it slightly by accident yesterday, so I'm just going to put this out of the way for a mo, and we'll carry on and make a card. Right. The other thing I did was using this die. I love this, the randomness of it. I think it's brilliant. So I thought I would make a stencil from this. And this one, as you can see, I've made it a bit wider by putting it through my die machine, not cutting to the edge, moving it over and doing a bit more. You can play around with dies so easily. And onto this, I have put a little bit of this stick and spray. It is a repositionable adhesive, and you don't get a residue as long as you don't use too much on the piece of card that you're using to temporarily adhere it to. So I'm going to put it on oh look, it just that one is just about 3 The other one was a different width, but there we go. I'm just going to push it down so that it does adhere to the piece of card, and for that I used Hickory smoke. No, I didn't. I used Lost Shadow in the very background. Where's my piece of card? Here it is. It's a very gentle one. You could use whatever you like. And let's try with the Hickory smoke, just for to see the difference. Where's my... That's not it. Oh, I've put it here, haven't I? Look. All clever. Got it ready. Forgot I had. Right. Let's just use a very gentle covering this time with Hickory smoke. You can get so many shades from the same ink pad just by the way that you apply that colour. If you use one of these brushes with your hand up the handle, you don't get much pressure on the head, so you get a more gentle effect. If you want a deeper bit of colour, put your finger on the head and you'll get more pressure, hence more colour will come off the brush. So it's all a bit of fun, really. So let's just go over this lightly with our Hickory smoke this time. Okay. Love stencils. I used to think that stencils were one of those things I used to do when I was a kid. You have a stencil, you just get a pencil and draw around the inside, and that was it. And it's, you know, boring as anything. But what you can do with stencils these days, using them for embossing paste, dry embossing, all sorts. Wonderful. Okay, let's take this off. There we go. See, there's shades of colouring within that. Now, I think I'll use the same thing again, and I'm going to go around the edge and just darken the edge just a little bit. A bit more pressure this time. Got my finger further down the handle. Here we go. Somehow, I don't know why it is, but darkening the edges or putting a bit of silver or a bit of something on the edge always makes them feel more finished somehow. I don't know, probably ages, it's distressing. I remember a lady I was speaking to at the craft fair at the weekend actually doesn't live a million miles from here, and I may well have met her in the past and not realised it, as she used to work in a craft shop, and she mentioned another craft shop which is actually sadly no more, but that place was where I first learned about distressing. I'd heard it spoken of and hadn't got a clue what it meant, so I went on a course and it was fun. Right, there is my edge. Now, and another thing I bought at the weekend, I'm just trying to get wet wipe out. The translation of me fiddling trying to get a wet wipe out was translated as applause on the transcript. I think it's quite amusing, really. Anyway, there we are. That's clean again. Now, the other thing I bought was this little stamp here. This is from Gummiapan. I got it at the weekend, and it's just random typewriter letters, just all over the place. When it came, the edges were straight and the corners were more square, but I've cut round it in an attempt to make sure that I don't get any ink on the edges, so that you get a line at the edge of your stamping. Nothing looks worse really than sort of sloppy stamping. Now I think I remembered that the bit I cut out here told me, I should have put an arrow, told me that that was the bottom. It's like standing on two legs, so I could remember which was the right way up. But these stamps won't stick to an acrylic block as they are. They're just the rubber. They've got no easy foam or whatever on the back. So all I do to adhere them to an acrylic block is put a little smear of a glue stick, and it's fine. When I take it off, I'll just give it a wipe with a baby wipe, and it's clean again. So let's carry on and do a bit of bit of stamping on this. This is just a little pile. The reason I started doing this was just really playing with all these various bits and pieces that I picked up at the weekend. One lady, Jan, had bought this set of dies. Where's the other? Here it is. She said, I'd be interested to see what you do with those. So I just thought I'd have a go and do something with them. Let's just put some of this stamp on here. Yeah, it's nice. Let's put a bit more ink on. You could put all sorts of odds in it, and maybe a bit of my ephemera of music or something like that. Might look quite nice, in fact. There we go. Right. Now, these, I tried to see what they would look like with different sizes on top of each other. And I wasn't absolutely thrilled. This is the large size one, that one there. I wasn't absolutely thrilled with the different sizes. I thought there was too much difference between the sizes to look good. So what I came up with was just putting the same size one, just offset slightly on top of the other, like this. And threes always work well, don't they? So 3 little flowers to go on a little background. Simple as anything. So I looked through my bits and pieces to see, I haven't used Nouveau drops very often, and I'm not very good at doing it. I've just put a blob in these, and I looked through my ink pads to see which colour was kind of the best match for that. And I thought this is worn lipstick with, what's this called? Crystal Drops Gloss. Where's the name? Don't know. Can't read it. Perhaps it has got a name somewhere, but I can't. Never mind, it doesn't matter, but it's pink. So what I thought I would do is just colour the edges, the tips of the petals slightly with this Distress Oxide in worn lipstick, and then put a little dot of Nouveau drops in the centre for the centre of the flower. Arrange them on, pop them onto a card base, and there you go. Yeah, any way you like. But 3s are a really nice number for you know, off the edge like that would be quite nice, wouldn't they? So let me just show you how I coloured the edges, and then we're kind of nearly there. I've got one of these tiny, this is a blending brush in a way, but it's very, very small. So all I would do was off the edge and just a little touch on the tips of the petals, like this. Get inky fingers, inky matte, but that's fine. Let's bring it a bit closer. There we go. The video I put yesterday, which was the one I made in collaboration with Lou Collins, was very popular with people from both her subscribers and my subscribers, and they've asked if we could do it again. So Lou and I have had a chat, and we've decided we would love to do it again. So watch out, there'll be some more collaborations between Lou and me. And if you could like and subscribe to our channels, like every video that you watch. Apparently it makes a huge difference to us. I don't know how, but there are all these algorithms with how often they appear, how easy it is for you to find them, and all this kind of stuff. So I would be really grateful if you could remember to, I don't remember to do it every time. I have to say, it's people who during their videos say, oh, please like, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And I need that often, that reminder to do it myself. So I do understand if you don't remember to do it, but if you could, it would be wonderful. Right, I'm nearly done with these. This particular ink pad seems really juicy. It's lovely. pretty colour. Really pretty. I don't know what flower this is supposed to be. On the packet it just said Blom or something similar. My knowledge of Swedish is nil. There we go. Now just give this a wipe. Put those in there. And to join them together, I just used a tiny dab of this Nuvo glue. Just a tiny dab. One little dab, and then pop the other one on the top. Let's do this. Let's do this, says the Octonauts. There we go. And before I put the Nuvo drops on, I just want to get it offset properly. There we go. I would perhaps just give the petals a little bit of dimension with an embossing tool. Just dab it on. Right. They fit better in some orientations than others, really, so doesn't matter, I suppose. You know, flowers are not regulated by where their petals land. Right, here we go. There we go. I could use either a glue dot or another little dab, but this is Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive. I really like this, actually. Really like it. There we go. And a little button of Nuvo drops. I often just do this before I start, just to make sure it's flowing properly. Just put, see, that one came out all over with a puff of air. So just to make sure it's coming out as I want it to. Have a little practice first on something else. There we go. Then of course we have to wait for that to really dry. So there, a few little things I picked up. I mean, I could do a lot more motivation to that, but I'm quite happy with the way it worked out. And to be able to cut down a die like this, I think is really handy, really handy. So do please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And as ever, thank you so much for watching.